Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back, I'm not going anywhere. Peace. Peekaboo. Peekaboo. I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available I don't know when. Let's see. This year, 2020. I always try to come up with some different date, and I can never think of anything. And then you guys are like, it's never coming out. No, it's never coming out. It's never coming out. I wish that I could have a little vinyl Dad AF album. But no, I swear it is coming out in 2023. The album, Dad AF. Hey, little thing, let me light your candle, cause my mom's sure hard to handle now. Rock on, gold dust. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel Rhiannon rings like a bell through the night, and wouldn't you love to love her? Peace! That was the mega mix today. All right, it's Monday. Where's my lip gloss? I can't find it. Where's my lip gloss? I just had it here. Am I sitting on it? Oh, I'm sitting on it. Oh, Lord, I thought you just wanted to say hello, but it was your lip gloss. Anyway, how are you guys doing today? It is Monday. I am really tired today because I stayed up way too late last night finishing a TV show. I'm real into binge watching the shows now. Y'all want to hear the show. I've talked about this on my vlog, but y'all want to hear the shows that I have watched this year. I'm keeping a list of all the shows that I have watched. Now, if it's a documentary or a movie, it's not on this list because so many people have been like, have you seen that documentary, Our Father, about the doctor in Indianapolis? Yes, I've seen it. It's like everything that has to do with Indianapolis, any kind of TV show is like, you know, it makes us look like total idiots. And yet again, thank you to this doctor in the documentary, I want to say Our Town, Our Father, who made us look like we're all just a bunch of idiots over there. But if you haven't seen the documentary, it's actually pretty good. But these are the 2022 watched TV shows. Are you ready? Bridgerton, From, The Lincoln Lawyer, Candy, The Thing About Pam, The Sinner, Season 1, Under the Banner of Heaven, Euphoria, Life and Beth, Severance, Heartstopper, Shining Girls, Pieces of Her, Night Sky, The Deep End, Stranger Things, Legendary, The Staircase, Keeper of the Ashes, Keep Sweet, Pray and Obey, The Perfect Mother, First Kill, The Unsolved Mystery of Beverly Lynn Smith, and last night, I finished Yellow Jackets, which was really good. I actually started that at the beginning of the year when we were on a Valentine's Day trip in Miami. I watched like the first 3 episodes, and just in the last 2 days, I finished the entire season, season 1. And it ends on a cliffhanger, and it already got renewed for another season. So go check out Yellow Jackets. It's on Showtime. It's fantastic. And then I started Loot with Maya Rudolph. And I love her so much. Oh my God, that Bridesmaids movie, especially when they're trying on the bridesmaids dresses. I could watch that scene, I swear to God, 100 times in a row. It just makes me laugh so hard. And, you know, I think laughter is really great medicine. And I love that movie. And I love any Melissa McCarthy movies. And that movie, Tammy, I don't know why, but it is so funny to me. And I know a lot of people don't like that movie. But anyway, so I started watching Loot with Maya Rudolph last night. I just watched the first episode, but it's already so fantastic. It's really well done, and it's on Apple TV. I've actually watched quite a few shows on Apple TV, Shining Girls and Severance, and they were both fantastic. And I'm caught up on all my Real Housewives. I've got my Real Housewives of Atlanta, my Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, my Real Housewives of Dubai. Ugh, it's so boring. I am so bored with that whole show. And I have to tell you, Chanel Ayan, who was she's in Dubai, she's on the show. She, what was I going to say? She was on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, and she was so funny on that show. Probably like one of the best guests he has ever had. And she just isn't that funny on the show, and there's like no drama, and it's real boring. So anyway, but this week I'm real excited. Well, for a couple reasons. But number one, because I'm going to start watching The Ultimate Girls Trip, because it's the second season, if you don't know. And There's so many good people on it. The OG Vicky is on it. Gundelson, I'm so excited. It's on Tamara. And yeah, I'm really excited about starting to watch that last night. And last night I talked to Sebastian Soto, and he was telling me that he had started it, and it's like fantastic. So anyway, Brandy Glanville is on it. What? I thought she lost her housewife status, so I can't wait to start watching that. And I'm also very excited because this week on Wednesday is, yes, my 50th birthday. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear Peter. Peace. Happy birthday to me. And so, in honor of my 50th birthday, I am going to do an extraordinary Q&A like I have never done before. I'm going to pick questions I've never answered before, secret questions, anonymous questions that I've gotten. I am going to pull out all the stops in this Q&A for Wednesday. I just posted, well, I guess last night. Did I do it last night or did I do it today? I don't remember. I did it today. I posted on Instagram a little Q&A thing where you can go in there and ask me a question. So if you have a question that I have never answered in Q&A, something that you've always wanted to know about me, something that you think, what I think about another YouTuber, or my opinion about something in pop culture, or something personal, or a life experience, or any of that, right? Anything that you want to know what I think about, or something that for me to answer, go over to my Instagram and answer it. It's in my stories, and I will be doing that in the Q&A, and I'm really, really excited about it. All right, so, woo! It's hot tamales in this house. The other thing I want to say is, I still get this comment on almost every single video I do. And that is that, you know, when I do my intro, and I know my intros, I know a lot of you tolerate it, and I appreciate it, okay? But there's a lot of you out there that like my intro. And when I say I'm back, of course I'm back, there's so many people that have said to me, you know, that hits different now to them because I was gone from YouTube for so long and they didn't know if I was going to come back to YouTube. And I just want you to know, like, I mean, there are literally people that are like, whenever I hear him say that in his intro, I start crying. And that means so much to me. You know, I never in a million years thought that this would be my life. And I say this, I try to say this, I don't know, every couple months or whatever, but I want you to really know this. I never in a million years would have thought that this was my life, that I get to get up on a daily basis and do something that I love and make videos and just kind of come up with like, well, what am I going to talk about today? And what do I want to share my opinion about today? And I think that that's important as well. And, you know, I try to do it in a way that brings you guys some humor to lighten your day at the end of the day or whatever. And also discuss something that's in pop culture or YouTube or whatever. And then share my opinion and let you guys share your opinion. And then maybe share some experience, strength, and hope for the person that's involved in this, whatever. And that's always what I've tried to do. And the fact that I have been able to do this, not on one channel, but on 6 channels, and that it has continued to grow over a period of time, I just want to say thank you. I mean, that is you. That is not me. And I really, really appreciate it. It means the absolute most to me. I mean, I don't think you have any idea. And, you know, it's not lost. There's been periods where I've lost great amounts of subscribers and I've gained subscribers. There's been periods of that as well. And I've always remembered because, you know, when I subscribe to a channel, I hit the subscribe button. I just subscribed to a couple channels the other day because I was talking about my dogs and my Peter Does Stuff channel, and they recommended some video or some channels to me, and so I went, and it's like Bunny the Dog. I went and subscribed to that channel, and it doesn't take much for me to subscribe to a channel, honestly. I know there are a lot of people out there that are like, well, I've watched this channel for 6 months and then I finally subscribed. But to me, it doesn't take me much to subscribe to a channel. But what I am very conscious of is that is one person out there. When that number goes up or that number goes down, that is a real human being out there that is subscribing to your channel, that is investing time in who you are. And I've said this for a very long time, you know, that who we talk to on the phone, who we work for or work with, who we have as our partner or spouse or our friends, and yes, who we watch on YouTube, we are giving parts of our life to. You know, it's like there's 60 seconds in a minute, and, you know, it goes up from there, and 24 hours in a day, and 365 days in a year. And, you know, when you look at it, and there are some people that are watching 20 to 30 minutes on this channel, let alone on my vlog channel, an hour. I mean, people are literally giving me an hour or more of their time in a day, and just, that means so much to me, and I don't ever want you to forget that, because I'm just extremely grateful for that. So thank you. All right, so let's get into today's video, okay? Speaking of somebody that is not thankful for what they have, let's talk about James Charles. So, James Charles took to his Instagram story, I don't know, this was like sometime last week. I could probably actually pull up the exact date and time, and I'm not going to, but it was sometime last week. And he did this video clip, and basically what it was him talking about how, like, yes, he's very happy with the friend group that he has, but he wished that he had people that were more spontaneous, okay? That were willing to just, like, at the, you know, the fly of the hat or whatever, that would go to a movie or an escape room or to the beach, and we could pick up drinks on the way, you know? And he's, like, talking about all this stuff in there, and I saw this, and I was like, I mean, I think that to some degree, you know, it's like, I don't know. So, and I also want to say, this was literally on the heels of him coming back with many of his best friends from Palm Springs for his birthday vacation. And yet he's complaining about his lack of friends that he has to go and do things spontaneously. When I'm sure there are a few of them that were like, we're just showing up because it's James's birthday, but I don't know that I want to be there. Okay, so anyway, let me show you the video clip.
Ugh, I need more spontaneous friends. Where do I find these people? All of my friends in my life are very much like schedule in advance. Let's do next Friday at 4 p.m. type of people, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I need people that are down for literally anything at any time. You want her to go to dinner? I'm ready. You want to go to a movie? Which one do you want to see? You want to do an escape room? Let's do 2. Okay? You want to go to the beach at night? I'll bring my bathing suit. I'll bring snacks and you can stop and get drinks on the way. You want to go laser tagging? Bitch, I'm ready. Want to go rock climbing? Climbing? You name it, I'm there, and I'm ready for a good time. Where are these people? Submit your applications, because, I'm bored. I just checked my DMs, and I'm getting so many sweet messages from you guys being like, let's hang out, I'm in LA, let's do this activity. I love the energy, and I would love to hang out with you guys. I'm sure you're all so fucking fun. I have a really interesting thought, and maybe this is a conversation podcast in the future, because I feel like this is not going to fit on my Instagram stories, and it's like very, not deep, but whatever. One thing that I like is really interesting and frustrating about being an influencer or a celebrity or whatever you want to call it is really, really hard to meet new people and make new friends, simply because of trust, and the life that I live is abnormal, right? It's really hard to meet new people because you don't know what their intentions are. You don't know, you know, what reason they're trying to get close to you. And that really sucks, because I would love to meet new friends. I'm a very social person. I love the friends that I have, but I'm always down to, you know, hang out with new people and try new things. I really wonder all the time, if I was not in this position, right? I was not an influencer. Maybe I never became an influencer after high school. I went to college, got a normal job after that because I would have graduated last year, and now I was just like living a normal life. I always think to myself, in that scenario, what would my friend group look like? What would my inner circle look like, and who I have around me? Because I have no idea. Almost every single person in my life now, who I love dearly, I'm not complaining, but are people that I have met either on the way up or at the top. So they're other influencers or people that I've been able to build trust with over a very long period of time. It's very hard for me to meet new people and to trust new people because there's a lot of factors, right? But I always think to myself, in like a different universe, if my path had went a different way, would I be in a relationship? Would I have a, you know, amazing group of friends? Would I have a best friend soulmate that's like, you know, my everything that I hang out with every single day? But I've never met them because our paths went a different way. And if so, how do I find them? Because I want to meet those people. I don't care if they're regular or have 0 followers. Like, I want amazing people in my life. Like, I have amazing people in my life, but I want more amazing people in my life. We also want more amazing people in our lives, right? So that's the thing, is like, I would love that, but I just don't know how to find them. Or if I do find them, how to like vet them and make sure that they are actually amazing people. They could be in my DMs right now saying, hey James, let's go bowling. Hey James, let's go to the movies. And I would just be scrolling past, not having a clue in the world that like that person was destined to be a soulmate. Isn't that sad to think about? I think.
So there you go. James talking about how he is, you know, doesn't have people that are spontaneous and blah, 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 whatever. So I have several things I want to say about this. Okay, first of all, I want to say, and we're going to get a little bit more serious as we go, okay? It's kind of like, if you're here for drama class, okay, it's like, the more serious subjects are coming, so get your number 2 pencil out because you're going to want to take notes because there will be a test, okay? And the test will be who needs to have no relevancy on YouTube, and I don't know if you can figure out the answer to that or not. But anyway, the first thing I want to say is that on the heels of James just coming back from this birthday trip in Palm Springs, I thought it was rather cringe that he is kind of like saying, none of my friends want to do this. And I think he says something there at one point, it's like, all my friends are great. It's not about that, right? But it's about the fact that, like, I don't have spontaneous friends. Well, I'm sorry, James, that you live in a world where people have, you know, commitments and that they have things that they have to do, so they can't just drop everything for you. I think that that's a very selfish point of view. And I'm not going to say that I've never felt that way in my life, but I also think I've realized, like, you know, it's like good, first thought bad, second thought good. It's like right away I thought, well, I know that people in my life have things to do, you know? And to me, what that is a sign of is somebody that is lonely and bored, right? So I don't know, maybe work harder on your channel. Maybe work harder on yourself. Maybe go to therapy 3 times a week since you don't understand staying out of DMs, okay? And we're going to get to that in just a second. The second thing that I wanted to say about this whole like little video clip thing is when he goes into this whole, shall I call it a montage, like a Pretty Woman montage, changing outfits and clothes. When he goes into this whole, monologue. That was the word I was looking for. Spelling test, monologue. Use it in a sentence. James Charles likes to get on Instagram stories and give monologues about the unfairness of life. Anyway, was when he gives this whole monologue about, like, I often wonder. I felt like I was watching Bridgerton again. You know, it's like, I often wonder if I wasn't an influencer, a content creator, this life is very difficult. Okay, first of all, okay, the amount of privilege that comes across in this comment alone is unbelievable to me, okay? So he's standing here with this $1 million home behind him, with this pool, okay? What is he, 23? And he's talking about, like, if he had never been an influencer, if he had never been a content creator, right? You know, like, and he had to use people to get there. He had to fake his way to get there. And now he's here. And what does he wonder about that was, if I was just in the regular world and I was surrounded by regular people, which when he said regular people, I was like, I can't believe, honestly, that more people didn't catch on to this. I mean, it was so, like, it was really, really, really cringeworthy, just the words he used. And he's like, if I was just, you know, like, wasn't a content creator, wasn't an influencer, I often wonder what my friend group would look like. Well, first of all, James, okay, like most 22 or 23-year-olds, one of 2 things would be going on in your life. Number one, you would have probably just graduated from college. Had you gone to college, had you been lucky enough to get into college, okay, had you been lucky enough to be able to afford college, you would be just getting out of college, probably struggling to find a job, okay, in a field that maybe you like, because most people have to take jobs they don't like, right, to pay their rent, pay their light bills, and support themselves. So I don't know that your concern at that time would be, what's my friend group right now, okay? You would probably be more concerned with how am I going to get by in life, and how am I going to build my career, and what am I going to do next, right? So to me, it was like just very cringy. You know, and if you didn't go to college, then you'd be working 40 hours a week, or maybe 60 or 70 to pay your bills so that you could afford to just get by. Because that is the majority of the people that you are talking to in your videos, if they are even of the age of 18, okay? And most of them are students in school, or students in school working jobs, or students in school doing extracurriculars working jobs. So most of them aren't going to really relate to this story of, I wonder what my friend group would look like, okay? Your friend group would probably look here, I'll help you, okay? Your friend group would probably look very similar, but they wouldn't be influencers or content creators, number one. Number two, I can't imagine that most of your friends, just given the fact that you weren't an influencer or a content creator, and regular friends would put up with half the BS that you make your real friends go through by co-signing your BS, okay? So I don't know that I think that that's something that would probably happen in the real world with regular people, but maybe I'm wrong, okay? The other thing, if you want to know, James, and you're watching this video, is your friend group would probably consist of a few friends that you have left over from high school and college that didn't move across country, mostly your coworkers, and maybe some people that you've met throughout the city. Those would be your friends, okay? Just like the rest of us regular folk that have met friends. You know, my best friend, I feel so blessed to have had the best friend for the last 25 years, and, you know, we're both in recovery together, and I met her at her place of business. That's kind of how the real world works, James. Now you know, okay? It's not like you're showing up someplace and with your Balenciaga purse and, you know, going to a red carpet event and then you see somebody and then, oh, you become friends. That's not how the real world works, you know? And I think he's trying to kind of be relatable because he's like, we can go to an escape room. We can go to a movie. What's stopping you and your friends from doing that, you know? I don't know about the rest of you out there, but if I want to go do something with one of my friends, I still have to call them up and be like, hey, are you available tomorrow night? And most of them be like, no, we got this to do or we have that to do and whatever. People are busy, okay? Now, let me have a drink of my coffee today, which is the Colombe Coffee Oat Milk Double Latte, creamy and balanced. Creamy, family friendly. Okay. Now I want to talk about the DMs. So then James comes out, like you saw at the end of the video clip, I combined the two together, and he says so many people are hitting him up in his DMs, right? And then he goes on to say this whole thing about his soulmate or something like that, or friends. He might just scroll past him and not even know that they're in his DMs. All right. This is so problematic. This is so problematic, okay? Because this is a very significant sign that James Charles has learned absolutely nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing, okay? Which I think we knew. I think that he was giving signs that he hadn't learned anything. But if you go back to his video, when he had taken a hiatus, you know, from YouTube for a while, and he came back, and he did this whole video where he talked about he really took a lot of time to figure out what the problem was. And I can remember I was like this, watching the screen. Like, what did he learn? Like, is he going to really get on a video and say truly how problematic he is? And I'm like leaning in, right? And he goes, I realized that the problem is that I'm desperate. And I was like, you're desperate? Well, we already knew that. I mean, what took you to figure that out? Not brain science. I was like, are you kidding me? And then he said something to the effect of, he realized that social media apps and DMs are not dating apps. Well, girl, we knew that too, okay? Apparently, the only people that don't know that are Jeffree Star and James Charles. Apparently, the only two people on the face of the earth that don't know that your Instagram DMs are not your place to meet your future partner is Jeffree Star and James Charles. And I know for a fact, because he told me this, James Charles learned that tactic from Jeffree Star and wanted the same things that Jeffree Star had. So for me, it just is like, okay, that's apparently what you learned, right? And I said in videos at that time, I said, I questioned in videos, did he go to therapy? Did he work on himself? I mean, let's talk about these allegations. These allegations of the past, they're not lighthearted allegations. They're very serious allegations, okay? And he has been caught time and time and time again dipping into people's DMs, okay? Whether they came to him first or he came to them first, whatever. It's been a problem, okay? Then he comes out in this video and he says he's learned this. Now he's in an Instagram story, okay? Basically, and it says on there, submit applications, all right? How are you supposed to submit applications to an Instagram story? Oh, send a DM, right? He's basically begging people to send him messages to be his friend, okay, whatever that means, on Instagram. Then he gets in an Instagram story and he said, when people come to me and hold on, let me finish this. Then he comes out and he says that people are sending him DMs in his Instagram, okay, to go and do this and to do that and do this. And he also says he doesn't know how to vet people out. And that's like a really difficult part of being a content creator, of being an influencer. Well, I mean, you know, when you are that, you give some things up. There are some things you aren't going to have. But while I was watching this again today, I was thinking to myself, you know, it's interesting to me because I follow quite a few, you know, influencers and content creators. Obviously, that's what I do over here, you know? And I was thinking about people like, I don't know, just like Jaclyn Hill and Laura Lee and even Manny MUA and, you know, stuff like that. And it's like, you know, whatever, name whoever you want. It's like, there are so many content creators. I was like, I follow Loey Bug. I follow her, you know, she's always meeting new people. It's not like content creators have a difficult time meeting new people and vetting them out, okay? And most of them meet other content creators. So what is it that James is looking for? And I do truly believe that James is looking for a soulmate in his DMs, okay? That nobody knows, that lives in, who knows, I don't know, Idaho, Iowa, or Oklahoma City somewhere, that he can bring to California and call his own, and he doesn't see how this is problematic, okay? Now, I know that many people come into my videos, say, oh, you drama channels, you reach, and this is your narrative, and you're making this up. Okay. That may be true 80%, I almost said 90, 80% of the time. But I just gave you guys the facts. James Charles came out and said he was desperate. James Charles came out and said he didn't need to be in his DMs anymore. James Charles came out in an Instagram story just last week and asked people to submit applications for being his friend, okay? Now he's talking about how many DMs he's got, bragging about it. So we've gone from identifying that the issue is, identifying the issue is that he's desperate and that he shouldn't be in his DMs, which quite frankly, if we really want to be honest about this, is the least of the measures that he should be taking, okay? The least. All the way to reaching out and asking people to contact him in DMs and responding to them. Do we not see this as a problem? Like, I don't understand, and I've said this for a long time. When people don't learn, lessons are going to repeat themselves. This is going to happen again and again and again, right? And it's going to happen again. And James Charles is going to reach out, and I know he's going to be sitting there and he's going to be like, but I love him, and let me send you a picture. You know, and then the next thing we know, there's going to be somebody that's coming out being like, James Charles has been hitting me up in my DMs. That's what the next storyline's going to be. And we already know it, okay? And I don't know how James Charles doesn't know this. James Charles, who is so calculated and so manipulating to get his career, all right, from a nothing YouTube channel and nothing Instagrammer all the way to where he was one of the biggest makeup influencers, the biggest influencer at the time, okay, doesn't see what's coming down the road at him. Like, I'm baffled. I'm totally baffled, right? And the other thing is this, is it's like, I'm not saying that people shouldn't have, you know, partners. They shouldn't have boyfriends. I'm not saying that people shouldn't have friends. Meet your friends through other people. Say, I'd really like to meet some people. Can you introduce me to some of your friends? Most people who have friends through other people, like, they trust their friends, right? Go through a dating, I don't know, go through a millionaire dating club in LA. I'm sure there's something out there in LA, okay? If you need me to look it up for you, James, I will, right? But there has to be somebody out there that, you know, is like on some kind of dating website where they do the matching for you and they vet that person out. I have to believe that that exists out there. He doesn't want to do that, okay? Because he wants to believe that somebody's going to reach out to him in DMs and it's going to be this magic. It's going to be this serendipity, you know, that's going to happen. That's not the case. It's not going to happen. And then, let me just add this one last thing. I think that, like, James Charles is kind of trying to change his image a little bit and adult it up, because I think he knows that one of the major problems has been that people identify him as an influencer for youth, which is interesting when you go to his videos, okay? Because let me just read you the last couple videos that he's put out, because I think he is trying to change his, so it's like, I'm trying to put out a more adult kind of, you know, attitude with the TikToks and all this kind of stuff. So here it is. I bought everything TikTok ads. Well, I don't know about that. My $1 Million Dream Closet tour, walking strangers' dogs with, okay, it goes on and on and on. So here it is. He's doing all these kind of silly videos, and none of them are really makeup, and I think people are kind of over it and all this kind of stuff. Then he puts on, I'm not going to throw this up there because quite frankly, I don't care. But he throws up, this was, oh shoot, I screen copied it, so or screenshot, I don't know when it was, but this was last week too. He put up there this screenshot, and it's at 4:01 a.m., and it says, up at 4 a.m. drunk editing tomorrow's YouTube thumbnail, LOL, you're in for a treat, okay? And that was the TikTok. Well, let me tell you what I have to say about all that, James. You are a magician. You are just absolutely a magician, working drunk, editing a thumbnail. So anyway, because, you know, back in the day, he said he didn't really drink at all. And now it's like he's in Palm Springs and he's drunk editing a thumbnail and all this kind of stuff. And I don't know. I can't believe people haven't also caught on that, you know, and been like, why is James drinking so much? You know, like he's talking about it all the time now, you know. So I don't know. Maybe James is just lost. Maybe that's what it is. And, you know, I think that it seems to me that James has a lot of friends. I only have 2 or 3 friends, and I'm very grateful for the friends that I have. I have diehard, good Judy, loyal to the end friends, ride or die, okay? And maybe they aren't the most spontaneous people in the world, but you know what? They are really dear friends to me, and I am so grateful that I have had them in my life. And for somebody to come out and complain about their lack of friends that just spent a week with them in Palm Springs is so cruel and cringe, not to mention the rest of it, which is absolutely problematic. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to go and ask me a question on my Instagram for my birthday video. And I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.